Never did I ever think I would be making mini toilet paper roll ornaments out of oven baked clay, but they're cute and they're funny, so that's what we're gonna do to commemorate 2020. All right, let's get started and talk about some of the supplies. So I've got some lace, I've got a little bit of craft wire, I've got some paint and a paintbrush, I've got paper smoothie straws that are larger in diameter than regular paper straws. We've got some glitter if you want to be festive. We've got the Sculpey oven bake clay. I also have it over here, a little toaster oven. Got some scissors, and you don't really need a craft mat, but if you have one, it definitely helps. Ruler and a craft knife, or just a regular kitchen knife will work. I've got a smaller rolling pin, some jewelry pliers. Some of these things are definitely optional, like this. This is actually the perforation blade from the Cricut Maker, and I'm going to use this to cut the edge of the toilet paper. You don't have to do this, but it gives such a cool, like, actual toilet paper look. I'm trying to get it so you could see that. Like perforation toilet paper style, but you can also do that by just kind of like pressing into the clay with the craft knife. So we've got that, and then this GS Hypo cement to glue in these little hooks for the ornaments. And so to get started, the first thing I would recommend is to cut about 1 inch off of one of these paper straws. Now, sometimes the way you cut, like, it might mess up on the inside. See, that was like right at where the straw was folded, so that wasn't a great cut. I'm gonna try again. That one's a little bit better. Is it? No, that looks terrible. So you just kind of keep cutting until you find a good. There we go. I think that one was good. Okay. So to kind of even out the inside of the straw, you can just use your craft knife. Okay, that looks good. All right, so the first step is to actually paint the inside and the edges of this with the craft paint. Now, I already did this. So I used this Martha Stewart craft paint. It's called, what's this one called? Teddy Bear. And I used my brush to just get all the way in there and then get around. You're really not gonna see any of that turquoise. As you can see right here, you're only gonna see just the brown. We just want it to look like the toilet paper roll. So I did that already. You could do 1 or 2 coats, it's up to you, and then just let it dry. First I painted one side, I let it sit, and then I came back and painted the other side and let it sit. So I did that a couple times. So we're gonna put that off to the side. So do that first. Then we're gonna start with about a 1 inch ball of clay. I'm gonna roll it here. And my goal is to get it about 1 inch wide and about 6 to 7 inches long. Still can't believe I'm making toilet paper out of clay, but there's a lot that I can't believe this year, so I'm just gonna go with it. You can also add on your ornament using some permanent marker. You can add the year 2020. You don't have to. Totally up to you. I keep moving the clay on the mat just so that it doesn't get stuck, because sometimes it does get stuck and then you pull it and it gets weird. And okay, that looks good to me. I'm gonna center it here on my craft mat so that I know where to cut. Now, both ends I like to be a little bit rolled a little bit thinner there. Okay. You don't want any bends. Okay. So next up is I'm going to take this lace, put it on top. This is going to give us the toilet paper texture. What did I just say? Okay, roll the lace into the clay, just real light. I'm gonna peel it off. Now we've got that perfect toilet tissue texture. Now I'm just lining up my ruler with the lines on the cutting mat to see that I have it about to cut at about 1 inch. I'm just gonna slice that off there. Put that off to the side. Come on, man. That one's really stuck down for some reason. I'm gonna pick it up using the other clay bits. Of course, there has to be a holdout. All right. Okay, so now I'm just gonna try to lift this up real careful. And I'm gonna smooth that little edge a bit. I'm gonna cut this edge straight because that's what we're gonna be rolling. That's what we're gonna start with. Our toilet paper. Roll. And cut this off just a little. Okay. So now we've got our roll. I'm gonna put that down right there, make sure it's good. I'm gonna try to do this as smooth as I can. And then just roll and use, you know, medium to firm pressure. Gonna have to pick that up. And if the roll gets off just a little bit, just unroll it and keep going. Okay, so now we've got our roll. And the way to make this end look super cool, I'm just gonna slice this a little bit here. And I think I might have to roll it just a little bit thinner. Now, if you're not gonna use this perforation blade, you probably don't have to do that. So I think some of the lace design got a little bit ruined, so I'm just gonna put some back there. Okay, so this perforation tool, I'm gonna run just along the edge. Perfect. Where'd my craft knife go? Now we're gonna lift that up and check that out. It looks like the perfect toilet paper perforation. This is so weird. All right, so there we go. There we have it. A mini roll of toilet paper for your Christmas tree. Okay, so I'm gonna make these little hook loops, whatever, out of the wire to hang my ornaments with. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can easily just string a ribbon or twine through the toilet paper roll. So I'm gonna actually put a tiny little X mark here to just try to make a little hole there. And then I'm just gonna set this off to the side. You'll see each and every one ends up looking different, which is awesome. I'm gonna smooth that out just a little bit. And then, okay, so that's off to the side. I actually wanna add a tiny bit of glitter to it because who doesn't want glitter on their toilet paper? Gonna add some to some of these other ones that didn't get it yet. Just a little bit, kind of pressing it into the clay. The cool thing about the oven baked clay is it's not air dry. So you can kind of leave it out and it doesn't, I'm just gonna wipe off my table there for a second. You can leave it out and it doesn't dry out. So here's my scraps. All right, now I'm gonna make the little hooks. So I'm going to hold, it's about 2 inches of wire. I'm gonna hold that with my pliers. I'm gonna push the edge down. Then I'm gonna turn it out and take my round nose pliers and just roll, give it that nice roll there. Then I'm gonna hold it with this hand, transfer again, slide it up to the top. Okay, now I'm gonna take my pliers and push that back a little bit, and then I'm going to wrap it around and make that little loop. This is gonna give just an extra little polish to your ornament. After I cut that little bit off, I just like to push the cut part down with the pliers again, and then I'm gonna cut it pretty close. So what you can do to make sure that this little hook is gonna fit in your actual clay toilet paper roll is you just take it and then push it right down into the clay where you want. Now we're not gonna bake that in there, so I'm gonna take that out, and then there you go. So I've got some twine, some twine cut here. So these are ready to bake. I'm gonna get them going on my little toaster oven tray here. This is ridiculous. This looks ridiculous. Like I said, I can't believe I'm doing this. It was so funny. Okay, here we go. All of them look cute and different. And yes, I already tried to bake a couple the first time. The paper is fine, the paint is fine, there's no problem at all. So we're gonna bake these. The package says $2.75 for 15 minutes, 1/4 inch. So if your toilet paper roll is really thick, you might want to bake it for longer, but the total thickness, let's see, is about 1/4 inch, so I'm gonna bake for 20 minutes. All right, let's bake. And here they go. Okay, our ornaments have been baked and they're cooled, and it's time to glue on the little loop hook. So what I'm doing is just stringing the twine through the hoop to get started. Gonna give it a little tie here and a little snip. And then we're using the best jewelry glue ever here, and it's got this super fine point. I'm gonna add the glue right in that little hole that we made. Nice fair amount. And then I'm gonna insert the little hook. There we go. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna let all of them dry. And there you have it, the perfect ornament for 2020.